What's up, Tiger Nation? Steve Leslie, YSNLive.com. Tuesday night. There's only one Tuesday night. It's Tigers Table night. Every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. Come on down to the Tigers Table. Cannot thank Melissa, Debbie, and Tiffany and the entire staff for all they do for all of us at YSN and all they do for the Springfield Tigers and their athletic program. Junior player profile, proud to be joined. Fans, how about a hand? Junior Wyatt Kuboff. Wyatt, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
I love the smile. I love the smile. You get an ovation. Your family's here. Before I'm going to let you get going, I'm going to say this. I've known your dad, Andy, for a long, long time. Rumor has it you're better than your dad, Andy. If that's the case, I'm going to say this about your dad. Andy Kuboff is one of the best football players I have ever watched play the game. Talk about your family and what they mean to you.
My girlfriend's parents came. My grandparents, my mom, my dad. They helped me a lot through football and everything else I do.
Well, shout out to your girlfriend's parents. Your girlfriend's name is?
Rachel Malatok.
Okay, Rachel, shout out to you and her parents, obviously. So let's go there. It was homecoming night. Obviously, you went to homecoming. Talk about that a little bit.
It was fun. It was just it was a good time.
Good time, but it's in football season, so we're back to work with Wyatt Kuboff, player profile. Your family has played a lot. Your family's been around sports your entire life. Your dad played with Coach Guerrero. There's a lot of ties there. On game night, do you know where your family's sitting at?
I don't really know where my mom and all them are sitting. I can always pick out my dad. He's always at the top, so you see the.
Dad's always at the top. So my question off of that is there any kind of communication once you get out for warm-ups, a head nod, an eye contact? Is there something you do with that?
Yeah, I always give him a head nod or a wave or a thumbs up, or something goes bad, I'll shake my head.
Well, that is fantastic to hear. Shout out to the Kuboff family. I've known your dad for a long time. Like I said, one of the best football players at Cardinal Mooney that I watch, but other than football, one of the best people that I've become associated with and still remain friends with through what we do here. Talk about Friday night. This is a football team that can run the football. And I've called some games, and you're the guy at fullback, and here, I'll say it. All those guys get all the glamour. The running backs, Gentile sitting over here. All those guys, Rorick, the skill guys, Shealy, Miller, the rest, Kosick. The lineman and the fullback, Tiger Nation, get no love. So I'm going to give them love. You lead the way as a fullback. The big boys lead the way. How fun is it to play in this offense and lead talented running backs doing the job that you do?
I think it's very fun. I love just going in there and hitting people as hard as I possibly can. And sometimes G gives me a chance to get the ball.
Yeah, but I'm gonna talk with Coach G later. I want to get Wyatt Kuboff a couple carries, and I think I don't know if I could carry that weight with him. He's a family member, but I want to see Andy carry it. Maybe when people don't expect it, but no. This offense is talented. You guys can run the football. Colton can throw it when needed. The skill guys. I've said this from week one, and I still say it. I go back to South Range, I go back to Geneva. Those two football games prepared you guys for where you're at. Is that a big thing to play the people you played in the opener in the non-league games?
Yeah, I think that really helps. It helps us understand where we're doing wrong and we need to fix so we can do better as we go down.
Yeah, there's no doubt. South Range is still rolling along. I think Geneva's lost, I want to say maybe one game. So those are going to be two teams in the playoffs that are right up there. Talk about this junior group. I had Kate Kosick on. I had Gentile on. You're on here. There's a lot of talent in the younger levels that a lot of guys are getting playing time. Talk about your junior class and how close-knit this junior group is.
Yeah, we're very close. We're always doing stuff. We're always going out to eat at Chick-fil-A, and they're a very good group to be around.
And you're one of those leaders of this junior group. And when I look at it, It's a team that I think continues to get better. I look at your last 3 weeks. You're playing teams that everybody looks at computer rankings. You can tell me you don't. You're lying. Everybody looks at that. You've played people that you're right there in computer rankings with. The number one goal is obviously make the playoffs. The second goal is to play at the best stadium in Northeastern Ohio, Tiger Stadium, which we'll get to that. Do you look at those computer rankings?
I mean, they're
You know where they're at.
yeah, I know where they're at. I know where we're at.
And we're right there.
Yeah.
So Mineral Ridge comes to town, another good football team. You practice in summer conditions. It's been 80 today, 80 yesterday. I think I heard 85 tomorrow. Jake said it. It's like going back to double sessions. Have you noticed the heat?
Oh yeah, it's.
Does
taking a
Coach
toll,
give you
yeah.
guys a little break, some water?
Yeah, he gives us a break. We just got a new hydration station, so it's pretty
A
nice.
new hydration station for the Springfield Tigers. I love it. That's Coach Beam, though, the athletic director. I don't want to give Coach Guerrero all that credit. That's Coach Beam. With Wyatt Kuboff, fullback, linebacker, I got to ask. This defense is pretty good. I called a few games. This defense the offense gets a little bit of the more of the pub, but the defense gets better every week. So for you, offense or defense? I'm curious how you're going to answer this.
Oh, I like offense, but I think I'm a big defense guy. I love just.
You love
tackle.
being linebacker like Dad did, laying the lumber on people. You do a very good job on defense. Have we seen how good this defense can be? I don't think we have.
I don't think so. No, we definitely could do better.
What are some of the things you think this group needs to improve on to get where it needs to get to?
I think just seeing our keys, just focusing, just making sure we're not going off sides or.
No doubt, and the coaching staff will continue to do that. As a junior, I want to go back. So when they went through the playoff runs, you would have been in what grade? You would have been 7th grade, 8th grade?
7th grade.
You go back and look at those things
Yeah, sometimes I do. Yeah, I go back and.
and see how close that group was, how right there where they are. I tell you this because I believe this. I think this football team is as talented as those, and that's no disrespect to what they did. But I think this group and this coaching staff can do special things. You guys talk about that as a group?
Yeah, I think since this group is like so tight that we really have a bond, we can go far.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I think they can go far. With Wyatt Kuboff, fullback, linebacker for the Springfield Tigers. We're going to play rapid fire. I'm going to love this. Like, I could have some extra special questions because I know your dad real well. But I'm going to start with my guy. When I say Sean Guerrero, first word that pops into your mind.
Funny.
Man, I think he has that etched in Tiger Nation. When you look at him over there and he's in but he does have one of the best relationships with player coach that I think anybody has because it's a long grind. It's a 10-week season. If you're not having fun with what you're doing, then it could be even longer. So he does make practice and keep you guys on the funny side of things also. That's great to hear. All right, let's go. I got to ask right off the start. Better football player, Wyatt Kuboff or Andy Kuboff? Who are we going with?
Definitely me.
I love it. I love the confidence. I love where you're at off of that. And your dad told me you're better athletically. You're a better football player. I hope you get a chance to talk with Dad and have those talks as two guys that were really good at football. Do you enjoy that?
Yeah, I do. I really do enjoy that. Like,
do you get a chance to talk during the week, or is it more so after a game?
It's more so after a game. We'll watch film and see where I went wrong and how I can fix it, and he helps me with that. So.
Well, that's awesome, and that's one of the best credits I could give your dad and you. People don't understand relationships in families that have a son playing and a dad who was a very good football player. Enjoy every second that you play football because I know your dad does that. All right, let's go. Boy, I'm afraid to ask this one. Favorite college football team?
Penn State.
Penn State. Good football team. Can they beat Ohio State?
I think so.
Ooh, man. Okay. That's going to be a good game. I'm afraid to ask. Favorite pro football team?
The Steelers.
I knew it. I had it pegged. Tiger Nation, I will say this. It's embedded with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'm a Cleveland Browns fan, so you're how old? 16, 17? 16. So for 16 years, Wyatt Kuboff and the Pittsburgh Steelers have owned the Cleveland Browns. That's a fair statement, right? I'm a little nervous, though. That was not typical Steeler football Sunday.
Yeah,
but it happens. It's a long season. Who's one of the Steelers Wyatt Kuboff sees himself playing like?
T.J. Watt.
That's a pretty good football player right there.
Yeah.
T.J. Watt might be – I shouldn't say might be. T.J. Watt is the best player in the NFL. I argue with guys. I'm a Myles Garrett guy, but T.J. Watt is far above Myles Garrett. All right, so shout out to your girlfriend right now. Talk about your girlfriend and what she means to you on ysnlive.com right now.
Well, after a game, I'm always going to her house. We're always going out to eat. I'm always spending my time over there. She means a lot to me, so she's helped me with a lot.
That's special. Shout out to her. Shout out to her parents for all they do. I'm curious where you go here. Why Kuboff's having a bad day? These things, and your dad will tell you this, if we had cell phones back in the day, I'd be in a whole lot of trouble. You're having a bad day. Maybe your girlfriend's a little mad at you. I don't want to put any pressure there. Things aren't going right. Who's Wyatt Kuboff going to?
Probably going to my mom.
I love it. Talk about what mom means to you.
She always comes to my game. She helps me with everything. She's always there to support me.
And I will say this. I think moms are MVPs, glue, like the bond, like dads are dads. And Andy's probably the same way. If you play a bad game, dad's going to let you know. If you play a bad game, mom's going to tell you, no, you didn't. You did fine. Keep doing what you do. I say this to everybody. I'm 56. I'm still a mama's boy. So relationships between mom and son are special. Enjoy every bit of that. That's a great answer. What does Wyatt Kuboff do away from football? I'm going to guess hunting. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I'm a big hunter and fisher.
All right, so let's go there. As they eat 400 wings over here. Did you eat yet is the question.
No, I did not eat.
You'll get to eat right after this, I promise you. So the best hunter on the Springfield Tiger football team is?
Dante Gentile, probably.
Dante Gentile. You're the best hunter. The best hunter. Why do you say that? Well, you should have said yourself.
Well, after myself.
No. There's no after. This is the Wyatt Kuboff player profile. So I'm going to ask again. The best hunter on the Springfield Tiger football team is?
Wyatt Kuboff.
Wyatt Kuboff. Okay, that's better. That's enjoyable, huh? Obviously, you and your dad probably go do that.
Yeah.
It's quiet. You kind of yourself. What got you into hunting? The family enjoys it? Got you started?
Yeah, my dad, just since I was little, always took me out just to sit with him.
And it's coming up, right? Deer season's coming up, or it's here?
Started.
See, I'm clueless on it. Like, if they would give me a bow and arrow, we would be in a lot of trouble in Tiger Nation. Quinn's laughing because he knows that I would not do very well in the hunting world. Favorite class and a shout out to your favorite teacher?
Carpentry with Guerrero.
Quinn, I think they got I think Coach Guerrero has these guys brainwashed. You talk to him, it's the favorite class. He's the favorite teacher. He's funny. That's a good class. And that's a skill that I think a lot of people don't get a chance to have. So that shout out to Coach Guerrero and that class, no doubt. Friday night, Mineral Ridge comes to town. It's senior night, so it's a big night for your senior teammates. Headphones are on. Big-time game, big-time atmosphere. What is Wyatt Kuboff listening to get ready for a big game?
Hell's Bells by AC/DC.
Your dad, Andy, you do rub off Hell's Bells from AC/DC. That's a rub off of Dad. I would bet that Dad's group listened to AC/DC, I'm sure. Does that get you ready to go?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so off of Hell's Bells, after we win Friday night, how exciting is it at The Rock to win every weekend and be with one of the best student bodies in our area?
Well, it's a great feeling. It's just there's nothing like it. After a win, you get to celebrate with your team and your family and everyone else. It's just great.
Well, hopefully The Rock is hopping Friday night. We hope to get another win against Mineral Ridge with Wyatt Kuboff, junior player profile. Wyatt Kuboff's favorite food is?
Probably like a chicken wrap.
A chicken wrap. All right, so other than the Tigers table, which is our favorite restaurant, and Wyatt's, where's another good chicken wrap at? Chipotle.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
That is a good wrap there.
That's not too far of a ride. Up and down, there's another new Chick-fil-A, but that's a little down from you, obviously. So shout out to Chick-fil-A. Shout out to the Tigers table for all they do. As a junior, you have a lot of things out in front of you. You have a lot of season. What has this senior group meant to your junior class?
It's like they've always been around, and we have a big, strong bond, and it's great to have them with us. So.
It is. I see the bond between upperclassmen and seniors, and I think good football programs establish that. I don't think that's has to be forced upon stuff to become tight. I think I come here every Tuesday night. It's packed. People get along. They're having fun. They support. If it's not their son being interviewed, they're here for somebody else's. As a junior, what are your expectations? Like, where do you see this? Here we are, week 8. First of all, does it go as fast for you as it does for all of us? I have a hard time saying week 8 because I feel like I sat here for week 1 against South Range. Does it go fast as a player?
Oh, yeah, it goes very fast. It seems like yesterday.
So here we are, week 8. We need to win this week. We need to win the next 2 weeks. We need to win the league. We need to host a playoff. We want to win a state championship. There's a lot of teams wide in week 8 that can't say that have a pretty good idea they're not making the playoffs, have a pretty good idea they have 3 weeks left. As a junior, what are your expectations for this football team?
I think this football team is very good. We still have to play them hard, and we still have to bring everything we have.
Is it 1 week at a time for you guys? It sure seems that way. Nobody gets – and it's easy for me to say, yeah, 2 weeks they play. No, this is Mineral Ridge, a good football team, coming to Springfield, senior night. And I want to ask this. You're going to get seniors being introduced with their parents on senior night. Do you realize in 1 year from this weekend, that's going to be you? And that's the reality of high school sports is that sophomore, junior, freshman, senior, I say this all the time, you get 10 guarantees to play football. And you guys have done a great job with your 10, and hopefully you get guarantees beyond. But when it ends, Wyatt Kuboff now becomes senior, leader with Dante, with Kaysen. Now it's on you guys. Does that cross your mind at any time as a junior?
Yeah, it definitely crosses my mind a lot, thinking that we're going to have to.
Does that bum you out? Because to me, it would bum me out. Like, you want to stay with groups and you want to stay with good things and you want to keep winning, but you also know that at some point it comes to an end. And I think for me, the end for this football team is a long way down the road because I think you're that talented. But I also know in talking with Coach every week how high in regards he has this junior class, he has this freshman class, he has the sophomore class, that life goes on in Springfield football. We saw that years ago. Now another group is it fun to be one of the guys probably that a middle school kid looks up to? A 7th and 8th grader wants to be a Wyatt Kuboff. A 7th and 8th grader wants to be Dante, wants to be Kaysen. Do you get a lot of that from your younger kids?
Yeah, I do. It's pretty cool seeing like.
Absolutely. That's the funnest part about playing sports is that people look up to you. But how about a hand for Wyatt Kuboff, junior player profile? Again, I cannot say enough good things about you as a football player. I'm able to also know you through your dad, who I've known a long, long time. And I will say this. I know your dad's proud of who you are and what you do. And in the Kuboff name, keep doing what you do. Spring those big holes for these big running backs and knock somebody down on defense and continue to play defense and go get that big win Friday night against Mineral Ridge. Thanks.
Thank you.